Before we build the agent, let's get the series repo running on your machine. One quick reminder, everything's in one public repo. Clone it down and follow along. If you just want to watch the series episodes, you can skip ahead to the next video. But if you want to run the code yourself, and you should, then stick around for the rest of this video. First, let's look at requirements.txt. We're using the OpenAI SDK for model calls. This is not an agent framework. Importantly, it doesn't lock us into OpenAI models. Many providers expose OpenAI-compatible endpoints, so swapping providers is mostly a config change. Then we have python.env to load the .env file, tick token to track token usage. The rest is lint and tests. 6 packages, enough to build the agents without hiding the agent logic. There is one config step before you can run the code, setting up the .env file. This is .env.example. You copy it to your own .env and fill it in. First, pick the model provider URL and set the model name. By default, that's DeepSeek v4 Flash, reached through OpenRouter, but you can swap to any provider that offers an OpenAI-compatible endpoint. There's a second model here, a summarizer. We use it for compaction starting episode 3, so you can set it when we get there. Then the API keys. Fill in the one for the model provider you are using. You can keep the others empty. We're on OpenRouter by default in this series. If that's what you want to use, set its key here. Down at the bottom, there's an eval harness section. You don't need it for episodes 1 through 6. We cover it in the series epilogue when we run our agent against coding benchmarks. So that's it for the configuration. Just pick a provider, set the URL, the model name, and the key, and you're all set to run the code. Now that setup's done, let's look at how the repo is organized. At the root, you'll see an eval folder. We won't use it in the main 6 episodes when we build our agent. After the agent is built, we will come back to it to run benchmarks. For now, let's skip it. The main code lives in the episodes folder. 6 folders, 1 per episode in this series. Each one is self-contained. Its own agent, its own copy of everything it needs. Let's open the first one. This agent.py, that's the agent code. We'll walk through this code in detail in the next video. And next to it, this system prompt file. Let's open it. This is the instruction set the agent starts every task with. We will get a good look at it in the next episode. Now note this structure. The initial folder holds the starting code base. It's a small markdown to HTML tool. You give it markdown, it gives you HTML. Then, this other folder called sandbox. The sandbox folder is where the agent does its work. At runtime, the agent copies contents of initial into sandbox, then works there. So initial remains untouched. Sandbox contains the agent's work. Let's close sandbox and initial folders. We also have a logs folder here. It starts empty for you. This captures all important metrics and logs when we run a task with our agent. Just for a quick comparison, let's look at the second episode's folder structure. You will see episode 2 folder has the same structure. The only difference here, episode 2 has an extratools.py file, and that's our convention. Every episode changes only the part we're learning in that video. This folder consistency is intentional from one episode to another. So once you understand one episode folder, you know how to use all of them. Now let's look at how to run the code for each episode. The README has all the instructions. The Quick Start section gives us the setup steps. First, create a virtual environment, activate it, and install the project dependencies with pip. Also set up your .env file with the model API key. Then you have 2 ways to run an episode. The first way is the direct episode run. cd into the episode folder, then run python agent.py. Good for working inside one episode. The second way is the root runner. From the project root, run.py and pass the episode folder with --cwd. That lets you launch any episode without moving around the repo. There's also capture.py. That's the small wrapper behind --capture. Pass --capture when you run the root script, and the full terminal output gets saved into that episode's logs folder. Useful when you want to inspect the full run afterward. So that's the setup. Clone the repo, install the dependencies, pick an episode, run the agent. Next, we start episode 1. The loop. See you there.